Andrea, and I love turning trash into treasure. So every week I go live and show you guys some fun, unique projects that kind of feel like magic because we take pieces of trash or something that might go in your recycle bin and turn it into something completely different and usable and budget friendly and sustainable as well. So, are you ready to talk turkey? I am. Okay, I just realized recently, I just realized recently that we talk about turkeys a lot in our house for some reason. We call people turkeys, that sort of thing. And I was like, we should really make some centerpieces for Thanksgiving. I'm usually in charge of that. I don't do a lot of the cooking for Thanksgiving. I do a few signature dishes, but I am always put in charge of the decorations. And so I thought it would be a really fun idea to bring back an old template that I used on Craftastic Live about 13 years ago and show you how to use that with your family and friends and color it in and fold it up and do all of those things. And a crazy upcycle that you're going to be like, what? Yes, it is going to be a ton of fun. So stick around. And if you're wondering what's behind me, I have a bunch of, let's see if I can lift this up, Christmas cookies. Because, and that's a fortune cookie with a little heart coming out there. The reason I have that is because I volunteered, of course, to do costumes for my son's cookie-themed play for second grade. And all of the kids are going to be wearing cookies, and I am going to be making about 60 or 70 of these cookies. That's only three of them. And it's like a diverse amount of cookies. So you guys are I'm going to film a lot of it, but it's like turning out to be a super fun project. And even the kid has gotten involved. He actually did the chocolate chip cookie. Isn't that adorable? Yes. And you know what those are primarily made of? Those cake sheets that you get, those cardboard cake sheets that you get at anywhere where you get like baking supplies. So yeah, it's like actually quite a fun and unique project. And I have a variety of cookies to create before December. So I will be on that patrol. But I do feel like it fits into my theme this year of sweets, Candyland kind of Christmas. So I'm really excited about that. But let's get to Turkey Day. I mean, we're not far off from Turkey Day. And I feel like a lot of times people actually are like, oh yeah, what should the kids do while we're cooking or, that sort of thing. And I have a great activity for you. Now, I just announced that all of my subscribers to my channel get access to free downloads from my Craftastic Live days. Now, Gavin, my son, he is 7 years old, and I showed him the turkey template and the turkey video, which I linked also on the community tab in my channel. And I showed him that, and he goes, oh my gosh, let's do that right now. So he watched the video, and by the way, that little stinker said, oh, I don't like your hair in that video. It's dyed. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, you look like an 80s rock star. And I was like, that's the best compliment I've heard in a long time. So that kid, he just like says the craziest things. It's so funny. But here's the template. It's kind of hard to see, but here's the template here. Now, what you can do, which is what I did with Gavin last night, is you can color it in and then fold it up. I'll show you what Gavin and I did last night. So here's the template. It's a PDF, downloadable. It's for personal use only, just so you know. And Gavin colored it in, and then we folded it up, and he made like this super cute turkey. And it was a solid 15 minutes of him concentrating and folding, and he really wanted to do it all by himself. So I highly recommend this as like a kids activity. You can take it like so many different directions. You can even like print it out on cardstock, cut it out, and put like glitter on it like I did in my original episode. Here's the one that I created here. I kind of did a different folding technique here, but I made him stand up like that. And, oh, my iron is going off because it's mad at me. Yes, so I did like a cute little turkey here. And I think these are great for like little additions to centerpieces and just make the kids feel like they're getting involved. And, you know, you need just a tiny bit of tape to like tape these down. But I also thought it's a really good name card for like a place card for all of the, you know, all of the guests. And I think the kids would really get into doing something like that. In fact, I know Gavin's going to put his name on his turkey here. So I think that this is a really fun activity for Thanksgiving. And I'm happy to share that, you know, with you for free. You can find it in the community tab of my channel page. You do need to be a subscriber, and I ask that you subscribe and then share so that we can get this channel up and running and going, you know, going craftastic again, essentially. So here's what the template looks like. And I am excited to share this with you guys. Now, I have been, you know, thinking a lot about turkeys. In fact, I sketched out some turkeys. You guys are going to laugh about this. But I heard of this game, which I think you should consider, and I'm definitely doing this for our Thanksgiving activities, is to take this template up a notch. So it's called Disguise the Turkey. Now, the premise of the game is that the turkey, so let's say this guy here, the turkey does not want to be eaten for Thanksgiving. So you have to disguise the turkey as some other thing. Now, I've seen some stuff online where you know, kids make it into a peacock, or, you know, they just put like a superhero cape on it, or make it into a minion, their favorite character. But like, how fun would it be to just like really get creative and see like what, you know, Uncle Eddie is gonna do with his, you know, his disguised turkey, and maybe even, you know, sweeten the deal by having a prize, because nothing's better than having just a tiny bit of a creative competition for your friends and family for Thanksgiving. Maybe keeps their minds off of other things that probably you don't want them talking about at the dinner table. So I thought, and I sketched it out because that's the way I am. I was like, I would turn my turkey into a ballerina. These are the 3 different ballerinas that I was like, oh, like cute little ballerinas. Gavin liked this one, which was my original one. And I kind of like this one, but this one for some reason happens to be my favorite. But you know, this is a process in which you can really elongate this activity where you're like, okay, you guys colored this in. Now you have to disguise it. Or maybe even before they color it in, you say like, disguise this. So maybe if I would have told Gavin, like, don't make a, you know, a turkey, make you know, make something that's disguised as a turkey, he probably would have done something Star Wars is my guess. So they can have a lot of fun with it. If you have like stickers, that sort of thing, that even adds more fun to it. And then before, you know, like, before everybody gets started, encourage them to sketch it out, because that gives you even more time in the kitchen to do what you need to do. But also because when you have an idea of something, it's harder to put into place, like with these final cuts and all of those things. But it's easier if you just sketch it out really quick, and then you have something to guide them towards. So remember what it looked like? Is it a Star Wars character? You know, that sort of thing. And then go back to it. And if their final project does not turn out the way that they like, they still have the sketch of what it could have looked like, which is kind of a consolation prize, but it's still it's still creativity indeed. All right. So fun activity for Thanksgiving. Now let's get into a crazy upcycle. And when I say crazy upcycle, I mean like, okay, clearly I have some different ways of looking at the world. I have come to realize this recently. I have a brain that looks at something let's say a piece of trash, and I see something totally different than what most people see. And so again, I've been saving up these almond milk jugs. I know, totally basic, but I love these because they are easy. There's no like sticky residue. This comes right off and it's just white underneath. Okay, so here's me, and to Cliff's chagrin, I have like piles of recyclables because not a lot of the recyclables that you actually do put in the recycling bin gets to a place where it gets, reused in, in an eco-friendly way. So I try and reuse a lot of the stuff that we have at the house, because a lot of the stuff that we see in the stores is made out of stuff like this anyways. So why not just save some money and maybe be a little bit more sustainable than we would have been buying it. So what do you think I made out of this jug? Last week I made a skull for Dia de los Muertos, and it was a cute little vase. I'm going along the vase theme, but as you probably know, this episode is called the turkey episode, so it's going to become a turkey. Now, you have to stick around for me to show you the final result, because it is, I feel like I should change this channel name to like something magic, because it truly feels like magic. The way that things go from a piece of garbage or recyclable into something that I would happily put on my table or, on my mantle, that sort of thing. So let me show you the first step in this. Hold on one second. I've got a lot of stuff down here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I took the top off of one of these and it ended up being topless. But then what I did is I cut slits. See that, like that? I think you probably already know where I'm going with this. So I cut that open, and you can tell I utilized the corners as nice pieces that helped me create dimension. Now, if you don't have like a milk jug that has corners, on it, I think it would still be very cute. I have to say that, this is definitely a craft that is not for kids. This is a craft that adults are going to have to do. It does involve either using one of these or a serrated knife, and then some scissors as well to sort of like finish off the edges. But what you do is you leave about an inch for the neck and the head of the turkey, and then you utilize this bottom part as what will be a vase or a candle holder. So it will be about 3.5 inches, and then you just cut to the back, but you don't cut the back off. So you see how I met these up here like that? And then you're like, okay, I'm starting to sort of see what you're doing here. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how to make this flat so that you can cut it into shape and it starts to really look like a turkey. Now, I imagine that most of you creative people out there are thinking all kinds of different ideas, which I would love to hear, but let me go to Craft Cam, and please leave your comments if you're like, oh yeah, that gives me an idea. I could overlay that with fabric, that sort of thing. So what I have here is my turkey feather piece, my whole piece actually, and I have parchment paper. Now I've set my iron on high. The reason I set it on high is because this is pretty thick plastic, and I'm just going to give it like a little bit. Now the trick to this is you kind of have to like push it on there, and depending on the thickness of your plastic, you kind of want to like raise it up and check and make sure it's not melting completely all the way through, and that it's hot enough, that sort of thing. But the real trick is that you want to put something heavy on top of this as soon as you bring this iron up. So it would have been nice if I would have brought my little heavy thing that I was gonna put on there. But because what happens when you heat plastic up and then you bring the heavy iron up, you'll see here, it's starting to curl. And we don't want it to curl because we kind of want it to be flat and fanned out a bit so that we can cut it into more of like a feathery turkey shape. Now, the reason why I haven't cut it into the turkey shape yet is because I want to make sure that I have the flattest surface I can possibly have to make my life easier when it comes to cutting this. In fact, that looks pretty good. Oh, my iron's trying to give up again. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, looks like I need to. So what I will need to do is use something flat to really make that flatten out a little bit. But I have a couple final projects to show you, which is really exciting. And I'll show you what I did with them before I sorry for all the crinkling. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this iron out of the way. And so let me go back up so I can show you a little bit more. All right, let's see. Okay, so it will be out and flat and looking terrible, by the way. Don't feel bad about it, because like I said, a lot of the stuff that I do looks so weird at first, but you just kind of have to trust the process and go with it, and it ends up looking unbelievably different. I mean, like, in a good way. It looks unbelievably different in a good way. So once you have a decent flat piece here, then you can start shaping it. And I like to start with the head and the neck because, I just want to get those sharp edges out of the way. And I just kind of eyeball it on that. If you wanted to, you could get out a few guide pieces to help you come up with that. In fact, you could use my template to help you come up with the right lines on this as well. So if I was to do that, then I would just cut along here and just kind of create my big rounded feather. Here's a hot hack coming in right here. When you cut a piece off and you've committed to that piece, you take that piece that you would normally throw away, put it on the other side right here, like that, and use that as your guide to cut the other piece. I have been doing this for years. You could trace it on as well, and that would make your life even easier, but I have been doing this for so long that I'm fine just holding it on and getting the same shape you can see there. Like that. So basic turkey shape. If you want, you can melt it down just a little bit more with your iron, get it into the right shape, make sure that it's, like it's facing forward, that sort of thing. And then I did something that I normally don't do, and I normally rag on all the time, which is I use spray paint on these. And the reason is because I really wanted a specific vibrant color. And normally I use Sharpie markers, that sort of thing, which creates a translucent sort of color. And I just happened to have orange and brown spray paint laying around. So what I did was I took them outside and I gave them a shot of spray paint. So here's my orange one. And I waited to decorate them, but because I wanted to show you something really interesting. I lost my brown one. Can you grab it for me? I'm talking to Cliffy, who's helping. So I wanted to show you just kind of the simplicity of this because, thank you, sir. Because here's the brown one. Okay, so you can go crazy town now on this. You have this cute brown one, this cute orange one, and I'm actually gonna turn this one into a brown one And then I'm going to, you know, have like a nice, cute little 3 turkey display. Let's see if I can hold it up. I can't. But it's going to be really cute. But look at what this looks like when you put some fresh flowers in it. Okay, ready? Because I haven't even decorated this. I just spray painted it. And it's just like super cute. Now, what I really want to do is give it a little face. Some people who might be more modern or contemporary might just leave it like that, and it's actually very cute. But I kind of want to give it a cute face. So this is where the Sharpie markers are going to come in. The Sharpie markers are going to help us add some definition, maybe, you know, utilize these wrinkles in a more natural fashion, that sort of thing. So I wanted to just do that with you guys live. And that means going back to craft cam. So something like this, like that. All right. So I have different types of permanent markers. I'm going to start with kind of like a sheer metallic, just to see like how that shows up on this particular. Oh, that's nice. So I'm just going to follow the natural line of the bottle just so I can see how that looks. Just create some cute little arches. I'm not worried about it because being like too defined, because it is a more sheer color that I'm using. And I'm going to go through and decide where I'm going to add like more defined lines, like black, maybe I might have a dark brown, orange, even like a different style of orange. And look, there's these fine tip Sharpie markers, which I love because I can add just, you know, 2 little eyes. What's the name of that movie or that series? Oh, it just took my, oh, that's actually kind of awesome. It took my paint off a little bit and created a white on it, which I really like. What's the name of those Wallace and Gromit movies? I always picture myself creating things that are kind of like Wallace and Gromit. So this fine tip one is actually taking off my spray paint. Maybe my spray paint's just like not on, not dried up enough, but I actually kind of think that that's a neat idea to use that, because now I have a cute little white beak and I can go through and almost like remove the areas that I don't want to be, you know, orange. I can utilize it as a resist where it becomes white. So let's see how this Sharpie marker works up here. Just feel like the more definition you can add, just the cuter it's going to be overall. And you can see in the one that I drew or colored in alongside Gavin, I really like these more like horizontal, stripy sort of segments. But I'm going to try something a little bit newer on this one. Oh, my iron's freaking out again. You know, I'm looking at it and I'm feeling okay about it. But I don't, you know, I almost feel like I just need glitter. You know, like I just need to like hot glue some glitter on there and it will be even cuter. But I don't know. Magic turkey. Yeah, it is kind of a magic turkey, isn't it? I mean, like, think about how we went from where's my original piece? Where did it go? Where did it go? Look at it. Right there in front of you. Oh. Well, we went from this to this, but it's actually way cuter. I also wanted to show you how you can have the option to turn these into luminaries. So I took a bunch of my fall stuff for my fall stash, and I'm just, my camera The camera's like way up high. I just took my fall stash and a few of these tea lights that I think are really cute. So you can kind of like go a little bit crazy with the stuff that you probably already had for your fall crafts, which I did. And then you can put your luminary. Sorry, guys, I'm zhuzhing off camera. But let's see. Put the luminary or put the little lighties in. And let's see if I can even show you that. But it's hard to do when I'm just holding it up. But there are lights in there. It's hard to see. And in the evening, that will like light up and be super cute. I feel like this is one of those crafts that doesn't look as good on camera as it does in person.
It looks really good in person.
Yeah, it really like it looks so good in person. In fact, like I'm just gonna leave this one like this because I think it's adorable. And I might put like a gold beak on it. Let me do that real fast. And then like maybe some ribbon around the bottom. And honestly, like I just think that it's so cute and so simple that like it doesn't need much more than that. So let me show you what this looks like. Hold on. Here we go. I think this one looks great in the brown one. And it makes really good use of those like inexpensive flowers. Like I do need to put some, or either respray paint or put some ribbon here. I think I'll put some ribbon here. Maybe even like tie it around. And because I'm kind of crazy, I might put a hat on it too, like a pilgrim hat. Yeah, I'm looking at Cliff. He's like, yeah, that's something you need to do. But look, I mean, it's like, I'm spilling water, but it's like super, super cute. And I think that if you like have an adult cut this out, right? Like I said, it involves sharp things. So it's not the safest thing to do, but it's worth it because if you can get this cut out, then you could like let the kids decorate it however they wanted to decorate it. And then they'd feel even more involved in Thanksgiving activities. So that's what I have for today's crafts. I am excited about some very unique Christmas characters that I am polling people on. I know we're all probably sick of polling, but go to my community page, find the Christmas character poll. I have 4 different animals to choose from. Now you're thinking like, what the heck are you talking about? So normally for Christmas, everybody goes to the store and they see all these cute little bears and chipmunks and, like woodland creatures. And I'm just like, what is the weirdest animal we could turn into the next holiday sensation, right? Because, from time to time, you'll see like a flamingo or a narwhal or, that sort of thing. And I'm like, no, we've got to really pick something and we got to go for it. So my goal is to have the most popular picked weird animal and turn it into something Christmassy to decorate with. Maybe it's an ornament, maybe it's a centerpiece. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the 4 animals are dolphin, axolotl, which is like a weird amphibian thing that kids are honestly like super crazy about. It's like this nutty thing, which actually happens to be in the lead right now. Rhinoceros, and then what's that 4th one? Tortoise. They're so like, honestly, I just like to do weird, quirky things. So whatever you guys end up picking, your vote matters. Whatever you guys end up picking, I'm excited to work on. And it will likely involve like an ugly Christmas sweater or just, doing something super fun. And hopefully the kids will love it. Sorry, my phone's going beep, beep, beep. So I hope you enjoyed this turkey talk that we've had today. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Andrea Curry Crafts. I'm Andrea Curry, and I'm excited to share even more crafty magic with you. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll hear from you soon. Bye. Bye. That's how I normally say bye.